Radio check, radio check. Come in, come in. Can you hear me okay? Just testing sound. Hopefully this isn't too loud as we go. Let me know. Currently watching Citrox. Doing his qualifying session, of course. Come in. Big thank you to, of course, our man Ronks. One, two. Come in, come in. I think you can hear me, but please confirm if you can. Our live playing audience. Thanks, Grace. Appreciate it. So, just testing everybody's stream right now. Trying to get everybody a-okay. Looks like Mixer is streaming well. We've got Elite Rain, bottom right. Roll up if you're watching. Hello, hello. Good to have everybody with us today. I'm trying to organise these leaderboard screens. They're not particularly easy for me to sort out, so apologies. Fantastic. So we've got some pink or teal cars today, says Grace, running in support of the Lingard family. I think the league supported last year, right, with the charity race. So I was in danger of getting used to everybody's liveries. So thankfully, that is now a thing of the past. Hopefully, we'll keep our liveries for season 4 because we need some stability. It's been a league of change this time round. So it's been a little bit on the tricky side for simple-minded commentators such as myself to stay with everything going on. So just got those qualifying times finishing up at the moment. In the GT4 field, it is led currently by Dave ahead of Papa Pudding, Snack Packs Papa, with Mike, Alec, Hunter and Milkman out there. You can see on screen, I'm just going to double check I've got everything set up correctly. I've got best lap set up, yeah, excellent. Tin is faster than Marnik right now, and unfortunately I can't see. In fact, what I'll do is just have a separate tab open just for me to look at, because that will help me to track everything that's going on. Here. Does anybody know the keyboard shortcut, by the way, for okay. Yeah, does anybody know the keyboard shortcut to save a highlight? Because that's definitely something I need to sort out. But in best lap terms, Tin is currently the gap. Let me see. Is wow. It is 1.3 seconds. Can that be right? No, it is half a second, excuse me, from Marnik. That was last lap, of course, with Angel in 3rd position, who is nearly a second, 9/10 of a second away from Marnik. Aries Cloud is 4th with Mixer, Simracing, Nordic Dad, Mallard, Elite Rain, Harry Effect, and Nate with Major, formerly known as Rick. Snack Packs Major in P12. Runk saying my POV is also in the Discord. Ah, Runks, you're catching me too late. Just before I can start the stream, you've got to get it in early for me to help me out. It's not easy for me to set up while we're live, especially. So, Runks, I will try and make sure that I organise that for you in time for next week. But I really do need everything given to me in advance, and particularly for those streamers to get on before, I would say, 40 minutes to go for the stream. So I do come and check and get everything set up nice and early for you all. But it is also really difficult to get everything together in time. I've got Aries Cloud here just waiting in the pits. We won't focus on him at the moment because he's, as I say, just running in the pit lane. Just under 4 minutes to go right now. Sorry, Runks. Yeah, I'll do my best for you. But I can tell you that in terms of POVs, we've got the 3 on the screen at the moment. I've got Elite Rain there. I've got Gotkin, also known as Jason. And I think I've got Matrix, yeah, Matrix is right there, of course, on screen. So what I will say is, of the 4 available drivers, if you give a $5 super chat for your favourite driver, I will keep them on screen for the whole time. Marnik saying, Runks, we can hear Webbo in the VC. Oh, okay, so Runks has got me on in the voice chat. Hi, drivers. Good luck, everybody. Keep it nice and clean and plenty of action for us out there while you can still hear me. Yeah, we do need those streams on early. Marnik, if you're listening and you can hear me, get your stream on earlier on, please, dude, because I want to be able to show your race off as well. So we will do our best to get everybody on there. I've been okay, thanks, Mike. It's all the better for being here with all you guys. Greetings to everybody, of course, who is now watching. If you want to shout out, do say hi early on here. It's great to be with everybody, but once we get into the racing, it's a little bit difficult to track everybody's chat if we get all together at once. So I'm doing my best to get everybody a good mention. Let me know who you're here to support. That's the most important thing straight away. Who are you here cheering on today? Because yeah, very, very important that our drivers know, especially because all our drivers go back and watch the race, right? So they all go back, and it gives them a nice warm glow inside to know that you all are watching. Marnik says stream is up. Okay, Marnik, I'll try and get you in time then. Let me see on my backlog here if I can try and get your stream, because it is important. One of our title contenders, of course, to be able to see him. Well, you're saying stream is up, Marnik, but I can't see you at the moment. Why is your stream not shown? Maybe it'll just be a second or two, so we'll do our best. Hi to Nate as well, who's watching on from the qualifying session. Of course, our drivers just finishing out here in that GT4 field. Dave still the fastest GT4 ahead of Popper and Mike, Alec, Milkman, Hunter, Seatrox, North Sea, Zati, Matrix, Max Trax, Work Nickel, and then my own name there at the bottom of the screen, which we need to just trim off, because Chappie actually should be able to feature soon, but hasn't logged a time. So we'll wait to see Chappie. He's sitting there. And hi to Hellgrind as well. Marnik saying he's out of contention for the championship. Tin is 10 points ahead. I'm sure you're busy and ready to fight, though, Marnik, for those remaining points, and of course those remaining wins on the field. I'm sure you haven't given up all hope of a good result nonetheless. I haven't had confirmation from our admin that we have a declared champion yet, so I'm not going to declare a champion. I've been burnt by that before, so we'll do our best to keep you abreast of everything that's happening in terms of the championship. As the last dying few seconds of our qualifying session come to a completion. That's Matrix coming to cross the line. I'm just going to give one more chance to try and find Marnik's stream here. I can see it just says offline on Twitch right now, unfortunately. So it's not registering on my end, unfortunately, Marnik. So my apologies. It looks like I'm not going to be able to get that together. Artje, hi to Artje from the Netherlands there. Bullman saying misplaced remote, another racing incident, says Bullman. Yes. So problematic for you. As we finish out, then Tin ahead of Marnik, Angel, Aries, and Mixer. Simracer, Nordic, Mallard, Elite Rain, and Harry Effect. I was going to start referring to Simracer as Tozer, T-O-S-R, because it's a little bit tricky to get you to talk about Simracer in mid-race. Now that we've gone back to gamer tags, of course. And in the GT4s, Dave ahead of Papa, Mike, Alec, Milkman, Hunter, and Seatrox in your top order then in the qualifying session. So let's just get a quick confirmation of those times. The bottom half of the order I can show you this way. I can't unfortunately show you the actual racing times of the other ones because I just don't have the ability on our leaderboard system, unfortunately, to give you that. I'm just going to try and give you as much screen real estate as possible. Going Grey says Tozer, you like it? Good. Okay, excellent. T-O-S-R, Tozer, for that one, Simracer. As they finish up that qualifying session, we'll be ready to go then. It is of course round 7 of 8 here at the Black Flag Racing Simracing League. It's the Premier Division, and we're at Circuit Port-Regard in France for a very flat but also very dizzyingly painted racetrack at Port-Ricard here at Le Castellet in France. So good to have you all with us, as I will keep my eye on the feed. Don't worry, I can hear what's happening in my ear as well, as we have a look then at this Premier Series situation, and I will just make sure I've got my information together. Tin has 126 points ahead of Marnik, and Mojo on 105. Looks like those podium positions are secure. Logan, as you're watching, Grays, please speak up and tell me if we have confirmed Tin as champion. Mixer is in 4th with Ruben in 5th place, 85, 83, 82, 4th, 5th and 6th positions with Harry Effect on that 82 points. Nate is still able to secure 4th in the championship and is currently on 78 points. Snackpacks Major is on 62, just 1 point ahead of Aries Cloud and Elite Rain, 61 and 58 points, those top 10. In the GT4s, Artie's definitely secured it with nearly double the points of Claps in P2. Max Trax is in 3rd with Alec in 4th, Papa in 5th, and Hunter 2nd through, let me get this right, 2nd through 6th, separated by 9 points only. Dave is in 7th, but currently leading in the qualifying session. As we'll get onto there, and then we see Zati, Milkman and Matrix in 8th, 9th and 10th position. Milkman just 1 point ahead of Matrix there in 10th place in the GT4s. Rare Metal Racing have 449 points total, and I don't know if that makes them the champions or not yet, but No Grip No Glory have 342, Apex Critical 338, very very close for 2nd place certainly. Brittany Steers Racing have 320, Kingsman Motorsport 319, and Snackpack Racing. There is so much to fight over here in the final 2 rounds of the championship. We can't wait to see how this is all going to check out, as Gray's saying that yes, Tin has secured his first position in the title then in GT3, because he has already dropped his race. And Marnik saying Mizano sucked. But Kyle saying mathematically no championships are decided yet. So I'm going to I don't know who wins in the battle of the admins. Is it Going Grays or is it Kyle? Is it Gillard? Well, I'm not really sure which side my bread is buttered, as we say over here, as to how this is going to go down. So I'm going to settle in with these 3 drivers for now. Shout up and gift $5 if you want your specific driver. Apart from these 3, I don't think I have Arik at this point. No, unfortunately Arik is not available. But I do also have Aries Cloud, so we will sit in with Aries Cloud later on. I do not yet have Marnik, so we will do our best then to give you a full choice of drivers. Bear with that white section on the screen right now, because that is that is just waiting for the leaderboards to build up and I will just have to switch over to race positions as well. You'll know as soon as I do that those leaderboards start functioning again, but we just have to bear in mind that they take a hot minute or two to get underway. In fact, what I will do is turn it off for a second, otherwise it is a little bit too distracting, right, to get underway. Let's see our blue and red surroundings. I hope nobody suffers from epilepsy or migraines, because unfortunately we will be putting up here with the Paul Ricard painted surfaces. It is less than ideal visually, but we will do our level best to enjoy the race nonetheless. It certainly makes for a unique spectacle in racing, does it not? Logan Going Grey saying I don't math well. So a total and complete capitulation from Tin could still see Marnik, I think, take it. However, Tin did secure, of course, pole position today. So I think Marnik would need a total disconnection from Tin, and he would need fastest lap in the win, I think. Kyle, please confirm. But all being well, all being normal and straightforward, we will hopefully be able to confirm our champion in GT3 at very least. Drivers are getting ready. It's a good job we've got Matrix on the bottom left of the screen as well. Matrix will be able to see what happens in the GT4 field, of course. Mixer is right there in the middle. We have Elite Rain, formerly known as Brendon, in the bottom right, and I will show you some Aries Cloud as well. Let's just double check Aries Cloud is functioning, and there he is, bottom left of your screen. But I want to make sure that we show the GT4s plenty of love, of course. We wouldn't want to be accused of favouritism out there. Still 2 races, so there's 64 points up for grabs, says Kyle. So Marnik might be psychologically checking out of this, but Gillard says there's absolutely the chance for the driver to take this one. So yeah, we have seen a Tin complete disconnection from Tin. We'll see if anything eventuates on that front. You've got Tin, Marnik, Angel, and Aries, Mixer, Elite Rain, Simracer, and Nordic Dad or Keith. Hi to the Nordic Dad family, of course, who are always watching in their droves. Always good to see everybody. So do speak up if that's something that you can share. We will get ready then for the races. It's a really challenging track out here in Paul Ricard, and we were testing it out on Tuesday for the European sprint races, I should say, as the drivers have come out onto the final turn now. Final turn is called Virage du Pont, or the bridge turn, in turn 15, as the drivers now get ready to go then for 1 hour's endurance race around Paul Ricard in France for round 7 of the championship. Tin in the rare metals racing on the inside as they head down towards the first turn, the Est de la Verrerie, and it's drop the clutch and it's go as we get underway. It's Tin ahead of Marnik. How will they navigate this first very difficult corner and tight section? Well, one of the cones has gone begging already. I think we're 5 wide into the corner, and our Porsche of Harry Effect managing to survive that particular incident there, as Marnik has dropped back slightly, flashing the lights away here as Tin leads Marnik and Angel in the McLaren, with Aries in the BMW ahead of Mixer in the Mustang. And we continue then down through the tightest corner on the circuit, the Virage du Camp, and we head through Virage de la Saint-Baume, which then starts the famous Mistral Straight, which is, of course, the named after the wind that blows down the circuit here, giving the drivers phenomenal downforce. This is Mixer. Look at him go here in the BMW as he peels to the inside, not defended here by the Mustang of Angel. This is Aries right behind Angel there as we head down towards that Courbe de Sagne in the right hander, fast flowing. Just a tap on the brakes as we head into there. Will we see any more drama as the drivers come through? And we've got Nate in 11th. We've got Major down in 12th position. Major going down the inside here on Nate. He's had plenty of practice of this one. Rick or Major through in the European sprints this earlier in the week as they funnel into this now really difficult third sector of the racetrack. This is the battle currently between Phantom and Runks. Got King is right there. Runks on the outside in the blue McLaren. There's a little touch there with the Kingsman Motorsport, and he ducks out of the throttle because he's in a Porsche, and you absolutely have to. And scorching down the inside goes Ghost Stroke into the inside edge of the left-hander here on the heading in towards De La Tour before they head into the final corner of Virage du Pont. And it is Ghost Stroke up to 17th place, being absolutely on the right moment there on his way through. Down in the GT4 field, of course, the driver's slower away, but Dave is in the lead ahead of Mike, and now, let me see, well, actually, no, Dave has dropped back. So Alec leads the GT4 field as they run through these next few corners. There is Alec in the lead of the GT4s ahead of Mike and Hunter, as I will try and give you a better leaderboard display now that everybody has completed a good couple of sectors here, and we'll give you all the information that you need on screen, and you come to expect. Of course, we'll give you the top half and the top 10 and the bottom 10 or so, 15 or so drivers here as we run through. It's Alec then in the lead of the GT4s ahead of Mike, Hunter and Dave, who's had a problem. Dave, who has ended up further back then in the order as the drivers come through. Let's see as they filter through these snaking, difficult, twisty and tight corners of the Circuit de Port. Dave is down in 25th and fourth in class. He's chasing down Hunter here, who'll be most surprised to see Dave directly behind him. But Dave in the Chevrolet, heading up down that Mistral straight as they head towards Sanya corner in the fast-flowing right-hander, and it looks like he's going to get away. Looks like our curbs have been painted pink in honour of the Lingard family as well. So our thoughts to all of them, as well as you can see the pink flashes or the teal flashes on the drivers' cars here in honour of the family that we're giving our best support to. That is MDJ, who has scratched up his Porsche a little bit. The GT3 car trying to come through now. Hunter holding firm on the inside line, as he has every right to do, and safely through. So let's go down through here. We've got North Sea in the Mercedes ahead of Citrox in 6th place in the class. Then we've got another GT3. It's Hellcat, who's had a howler of a start. Unfortunately, the 164 now down in 23rd position in the GT3 field. Head of Citrox there in track. Max Trax fights with Milkman. And then we've got Work Nickel in the 117, and we have Matrix in the 33 that you can see on the bottom left of your screen, just ahead of Zati and Popper Pudding right down at the bottom of the order, P35 overall. Let's have a look though. Tin ahead by 1.8 seconds of Marnik. And then we've got Angel, any distance there, 1.9 seconds between Angel and Aries Cloud, who's on his own at the moment in the BMW, but Rare Metals Racing in a very strong position. Once again, 1st and 4th place at this stage of the race. Let's have a look at everybody's chat here. Shannon says, Nordic Dad's family in the chat today. I've got the grandkids got the race on the TV in their bedroom. Fantastic. Hi to Nordic grandkids. This is a greeting from Webbo, your commentator, and from all at Black Flag Racing. It's always good to have you all here. Chloroma is here cheering on Rick, or as we know him now, Major. Out there, I think hovering around in 12th position at the moment. Matrix, not a lot to show on Matrix's screen right now. Let's show you some Aries Cloud bottom left then, shall we? There's not much more to show on Aries Cloud's screen right now, but he can just see a car in the distance, so we will keep a close eye on everybody. What did I curse now, Gillard? Come on, already. What have I said wrong? As Otyi says, let's go. Let's go back and have a look then. Where is everybody? We've got Elite Rain in 9th place, Harry Effect in 8th. Great gaggle of cars running through here. Nordic Dad spun, did he? Oh, my apologies to him. I'm not going to claim any responsibility though, unfortunately. So we've got Elite Rain in 9th, Ruben in 10th, and then the ever popular Major here. Oh, big spin, and that looks like, was that Sublime? It was Sublime in the BMW, in the Kingsman Motorsport BMW entry, and he has to wait a huge amount of time. Yeah, it's much better to reverse onto the off-track moment, but we've got another spinner, and it's Crit in the number 92 there. Crit, I think, possibly seeing that what had happened in front of him. Chappie's waiting. I think Chappie and Crit must have come together, because Chappie is waiting then for Crit to go through in a very sporting gesture down here at the bottom end of the top 20 in the GT3 field, and running then into that Paul Ricard circuit. It's Chappie in 21st, MDJ in 22nd. And then comes Alec ahead of several of the GT3s still. Alec leading that GT4 field in the much favoured Mercedes. Bottom of your screen, got Aries Cloud on the left, Mixer on the centre, and Elite Rain on the right-hand side. Brendon there, and you can get some Matrix as well if you so desire on the bottom left of your screen. So really good to have you all watching. Let me know where you're watching from, and especially if you haven't spoken up yet and told me who you're cheering on today. Alec ahead of Hellcat, who's catching and going to overtake, of course, with that top speed advantage here as they head down the Mistral Straight in towards Sanya, the right-hander. Still got the headlights on there, Hellcat, but it looks like a fairly bright day. We're not into sunset conditions yet. I think Hellcat has deliberately turned his lights on ahead of then the GT4 leader Alec, with Mike not letting Alec get too far away. Just 1 second between the 187 and the 93. Dave, who was fastest in qualifying, has already secured. He has not already secured the championship. Dave has had a fantastic pole position, but he's actually out of position in the championship, several places back here. Then we've got Hunter, our admin and fearless leader, in P4 in the GT4s, followed by North Sea, and behind him Citrox. Nice close battles between the many Mercedes of GT4 as they continue then out of that Virage du Pont, the final corner. 26th position, or 7th overall. The car 26, I should say, is Milkman, with Max Trax in 8th place. Then comes Work Nickel making his way through, and Popper in 33rd overall, 12th in the class. As Kyle says, I really need to change to the Aston Martin and GT4. Why is that? is it that much better than the Mercedes? But coming through there, Matrix then in 34th position. Zati, the only car behind him at this stage, also in the Chevy, as is Dave. And Tin leads us then in the BMW, the rare metals. So Kyle says, I have to switch out. Hi to VR Hot Laps as well. Nice to have you with us. New friend of mine at another league. Of course, no prizes for guessing which league, but great to have him. Do check out VR Hot Laps' videos online as well. Good to have you join us. We've got Marnik in 2nd position, chasing down that title here. But unfortunately, if Tin finishes ahead, it's all but all over. And Shannon saying that Nordic Dad is back up into 6th position. Let's go and check out Nordic Dad, shall we? Angel in 3rd, Aries in 4th. You'll be familiar with watching Aries. He informed me after the last race that he is not an aggressive driver. He's just a very friendly driver, and his communicating of his friendliness tends to be with a certain degree of contact. So we'll look out for any more Aries Cloud friendliness. Mixer is in 5th. You can see him centre of your lower portion of the screen. And then Simracer, or Tozer, as I'm going to call him, in P6. Harry Effect is 7th. I'm not seeing Nordic Dad at the moment. Nordic Dad is currently in 11th, unfortunately. Here is a great battle, though. Sublime in P9. We've got Elite Rain in P10, with Nordic down there in 11th in that Swiss flags, the Lexus, in the 3rd car on your screen at this stage. Let's go out to the helicopter cam, shall we? Because that gives us a really good idea about where the different car strengths are. Expect the Lexus to catch here as the drivers try to use the slipstream, but Nordic Dad doesn't need no slipstream as he fires down the Mistral straight. It's going to be a tricky one to cut back from the outside here through Sanya. Nordic Dad will be in a good position. There's possible tiny little touch there between Harry and Mallard. Between Elite Rain and Sublime. Nordic Dad is trying to pick up the pieces from any possible run through here. And behind him, you've also got Nate as well. Way out of position, Nate, as is normal for him. Will run through. Nate going around the outside. And Nordic's dad says, absolutely not. No one takes me around the outside, son. Nate is going to try and hang on, though, as they head round through the Courbe du Galabin and in toward the Virage de la Tour, the penultimate corner. This is a punishing track on the tyres, especially that front left. Nate trying to cut back through Virage du Pont. Remember the drivers, 8 minutes away from the pit lane opening for the mandatory pit stop for 1 litre of fuel at absolute least. So there is Nordic Dad. Looks like Elite Rain losing a little bit of ground to Sublime there. He's had a much clearer run through the next few corners. We are right there with Nate in P12. And he is coming back on Nordic Dad. This circuit, though, that long straight, that long Mistral straight, we were talking on Tuesday actually about how this track in GT racing, you would really like to have that chicane in the middle of the straight that the F1 drivers use. And in F1, you could really do without it and use the GT line without this chicane. It's all a bit backwards, really, here at Circuit du Pont Ricard. And we wait to see then as the gaps have opened out to nearly to at least 0.9 of a second, if not more, between this group. But Nate is really going to struggle to catch the Lexus down that long straight, so he's going to have to rely on more tyre wear with the additional weight and drag and lack of downforce on the Lexus. Here is Ghost Stroke then, P14 chasing down Phantom Sam. Try and get you slightly closer quarter camera here. Ghost Stroke, my apologies actually, is defending from Rick from Major Get Wrecked here. So Ghost Stroke with the pinky purple wheels and in the silver, black and gold Lamborghini. Not his favourite car at all. He would much rather, I think, be in another machine. I think Rick is quite happy in this BMW right now. I think he's got on terms with it. It's a quiet car, very neutral. It doesn't appear to have any great strengths or weaknesses, the BMW, as they run through. Veronica saying, let's go Nordic Dad. We'll check in with him again soon enough, but we have a legitimate battle going on here. Ghost Stroke in the Lamborghini. Very on the nose, this car, as we continue down. He's on an NSX Evo kick, that Ghost. Yeah, I think that's exactly it, Kyle. That was what he was saying to me. I couldn't quite remember which car he had mentioned to me before, but yeah, he really likes the NSX. That's because, of course, the steering wheel is on the correct side of the car in the NSX. That's why he favours it, I'm sure. Here comes Ruben, having a little look down the inside. Identical machine to the BMW 215 in front, Ruben's somewhat out of position, you have to say, in terms of championship, and there's contact. Ruben's going to slot straight through that one. But yeah, unfortunately, it looks like Major just trying to maximise his run, misjudging, I think, then the switchback. Gets a little tag for his trouble, and that was Lime, who got into him and then suffered way more, I think, as a result. Lime into the barrier for a moment, unfortunately, and down and reversing onto the track. Plenty of gap, though, between himself and Howcat there, who, of course, started down, or at least after lap 1, was way back down the order as Going races. Great sportsmanship from Major there once again, absolutely. He talks a good game, Major. He talks a pretty harsh banter, but when it comes down to it, he's a sportsman through and through, like most of our races here, of course. Alec in P24, just ahead of Mike and Dave, but that's P1 in the GT4 field. Alec doing a stalwart job here out front with the missing champion right now, unfortunately, but it's always good for drivers to have a go. It's Artie, of course. We don't see claps, and I didn't see Max Tracks actually in the order, so we will see. I'll try and give you some of the middle of the field positions on the intermediate, on the right-hand leaderboard there, because we've been focusing on the tail of the field for a while now. So I'll try and keep everything moving for you. Nothing really happening for Aries Cloud at the moment, so we'll switch back to Matrix, make sure we get plenty of GT4 coverage here on the broadcast. Looks like a drive-through for Mike. That will be track limits already. One of the first races I ever called here for Black Flag Racing featured an absolutely enormous amount of track limits penalties. So that is a really big deal actually for that GT4 battle. It looks like things are going to be made a lot more difficult then. It's pretty much between Alec and Dave now with that drive-through, but I would expect other people to pick up penalties. So what do you get? You get 3 strikes at track limits before you get a penalty, unless the track limit abuse you get like a double or something. But yeah, really, it's really strict around here and very easy to trip over. Oh, that looks like down in the centre of the screen. That was Mixer having a move there. Let's see if we can't find what's happening with Mixer and try and get into that one. My apologies as we head all the way through here. Here is Mixer, and he's got himself ahead of Matrix. Looks like the driver's just coming through the field, actually. So it's SimRacer following Mixer for 5th, then 6th place for SimRacer or Toza. We have Matrix in the thick of things here. I'm used to Matrix being green and black, so them swapping out for so much pink on the car is confusing me a little bit there. As Kyle says, has Marnik caught Tin? Let's have a look, shall we? He has indeed caught Tin, and this wouldn't be the first time that Tin has actually driven himself off the circuit, and that's a pretty big gap. There is Marnik on the outside of our racer, and there's 3 wide, and they go either side of Milkman, and somehow or other Marnik may have taken a track limit penalty for that move, but sometimes that's preferable to take one as you run through. Looks like Marnik has got himself ahead of Tin then for the lead of the race. I'm going to try and see if Marnik's stream is working for me still. It still says Marnik 2002 is offline, unless he's changed his Twitch stream, or he's switched to YouTube or something, just to confuse me. That's Marnik then leading the field at the moment ahead of Tin. But remember, Tin has already taken his no scoring drop score there. Nordic Dad's sister Linda says, "Go brother, go." I'm so impressed that you get the whole family around every Saturday to watch the races. So cool to see everybody. Here is North Sea in 28 then, as Tin and Marnik battle. You've got Matrix on the bottom left of your screen, just being passed by several drivers right in the mix. You've got Marnik then closing in and trying to pass. I think that's Hunter, is it? In the gold and silver. Yes, gold and silver Kingsman Motorsport Mercedes entry. We're just a few seconds away from that pit window opening, and there may be a big difference between the way these two drivers are going about their race management. Tin looking like he might be giving up a little bit of pace at this stage. 1:59.2 for him. Last lap, 1:56.7 for Marnik, and Marnik has the fastest lap on the field right now. So Marnik with a little bit of pace in hand at this stage, I think, over Tin, his great rival at this stage. This is a nightmare scenario though, as they happen upon drivers fighting in the GT4 field. Not what they need there. You heard it from Hans, our race control director. Side by side down the Mistral straight with our leaders. The Lexus should pull ahead of the BMW here. There you can see it. The BMW had the better run out of the corner, but side by side we go down the long straightaway and in towards Sanya, the right hand corner. But the Lexus is already completely ahead here. I think maybe Tin just eased off the throttle on the way into Sanya there. Just to avoid an accident, and that would be very smart as they head in then towards that pit window. We'll start to see pit stops happening. They are right with Alec, Dave and Mike then, the GT4 field leaders, after just 10 racing laps in the GT3s, and we are 39 minutes to go then in the race, and here you can see it. It is Marnik versus Tin half a second between the two of them. Gotking has already taken his pit stop, or is taking his pit stop, I should say, just ahead of this group. But they're going through that final corner. Virage du Pont, the 15th corner, and onto the start-finish straight away. Barely get up into 6th gear as you head down here in towards the braking zone, just at the exit point of the pit lane. And then it is all about not putting a foot wrong. I think that Tin will be trying to hang on to the coattails here of Marnik and do something different in terms of strategy. What are the lights flashing for from Tin here? Does he feel aggrieved in some way, or has he just hit the wrong button on his steering wheel? It's difficult to tell from trackside, but certainly as the leading driver, if you see someone flashing you, you start to wonder, and maybe that's all it's about, just a distraction tactic. Perfectly legitimate, of course. Oh, thank you so much to Thunder there for a gift. That's very kind, in Canadian dollars as well, which is awesome. Thank you so much to Thunder Army. As we head down then this Mistral straight, will Tin be able to retaliate using the slipstream and get that inside line? I think Marnik will have the top speed advantage to dissuade a dodgy move coming, and into Sanya, and that is the Lexus straight line speed advantage for a moment at least. Now the track should favour Tin, and you can see there Marnik going a little bit wide, Tin holding the inside line then into the double trois du Bossé, the double right of de Bossé corner, as we head then into the left, which is Virage de Bendor through turn 12, and he holds on as they respectfully race and continue then this great battle that has been flowing throughout the championship and for many of our races here at the head of the GT3 field. Marnik comes into the final corner. Still ahead then at the end of lap 11. Neither of the drivers pitting. We'll just go back and check on the rest of our field. Angel in third, Aries in fourth, and behind him on track at least is the GT4 leader Alec, who is 4 seconds ahead of Dave. The drive-through has now been served from the former second place in the GT4 field. Runks has taken his pit stop there in 25th, and we've got Hunter in 26th overall. Back to the top group of GT3s. Mixer ahead of Simracer or Toza, and then we've got Lime in the 26th place ahead of Sublime. Back continuing, we've got Mallard, and then Nordic Dad has regained some positions. Here he is, and he's got Nate not far behind there in the McLaren. Nate's been unable to make the overtake on Nordic Dad, but seems to be following him through in his trip back through the field after an early spill, but doing his level best now. You can see just that Lamborghini behind of Nate with the headlights ablaze. This centre of your screen is the 55. Nordic Dad, very popular driver here. Dylan Jeffries as well watching. So how many Nordic Dad fans do we have so far in the chat? I think I've counted at least 4 who have spoken up, as well as grandchildren and sisters, all watching on today. There he is, Nordic Dad, Nordic Granddad to some, in P10. Max Trax is 27th, being flashed at the moment by Phantom Sam, or Sam, here. And down the outside then we go, Mistral straight for our BMW. We've got Max Trax just there with Ruben in P3 after a little touch earlier on. Elite Rain taking tyres, says Going Grays. Elite Rain taking tyres, that bottom right of your screen. So he's been watching carefully. I can't even see, even on my screen. I'm about 8 inches away from the screen. I can't see what's happening, but I know that Going Grays likes to watch this on the big screen at home, so he can see all the details. Hey, I'm just glad that my resolution is coming through fine and high def enough for you to see all those details, and you can even see the slightly creased front fender of Ruben's BMW there, the number 3. Behind them we've got Major in 14th. Max Trax and Lime continue then fighting over 27th, 28th position in total. Let's just move that leaderboard back down for you so you can track the bottom of the field out there. with no disrespect to the field, of course. I'm just going to switch over because Matrix has a car in the distance. Just want to see what we've got in terms of Aries Cloud. Still very clear in front of Aries. You can see. I might have to move Mixer's name here because of the camera he uses, but Mixer having a look on Alec there to put a lap on Alec. As we just see my car for no reason whatsoever. Work Nickel was watching my stream earlier this week in the Tuesday sprints. Don't forget, it is 1 PM EST for the Tuesday sprints, or essentially 6 PM race 1 start for the European UK time zone, which I know is a contradiction in terms. That was a little bit of green on green, no grip and no grip. Team Do-si-do for a moment there. Hellcat making his way back through the field up to 15th place, but he hasn't taken his pit stop just yet. I just want to make sure we catch any pitting action from our leaders out here. There's North Sea, Chappie, Marnik and Tin. Marnik now opening the gap to Tin slightly with another faster lap, I should say, a 55.3 from Marnik. Contrast that with Tin's 55.5. It's not much in it at all. So he is inching away, but only inching away, and that's just one tiny little mistake away from there being another change in the lead here. We watch our current championship leader Tin in that second position. Let me know, of course, Going Grays, what the final race will be of the season. This was supposed to be the final race, but we ditched Brands Hatch, which much to the dismay of the travelling fans in Kent in the UK, were absolutely distraught that they wouldn't get to see their favourite Black Flag racers, but we will see. We are going to Brands after all that, Gillen. We are going to switch and go to Brands then and have people touring around a very, very tight and twisty circuit, Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit, out into the forest in the county of Kent on the south of England. Too much snow, says Gillard, we had that week. This is an interesting one. Ghost Stroke still holding off Got King out there. So we've had the track ploughed, and hopefully the off-track stuff has melted. And that was the Ghost Stroke. I can't quite track exactly what just happened, but Ghost Stroke wandering off the track for a second there, allowing through Angel, who was putting a lap on them, and Got King, who he was side by side with. Here they are, though. They carry on because with Angel going through, Got King was hampered. Ghost Stroke needs to be incredibly careful taking that tight line into Virage Dupont, but what an overtake in the end there, ahead of the Porsche 201. The Lamborghini of Lamborghini of Ghost Stroke getting ahead then and getting that place back, and that has got to be a really sinking feeling there for Got King. Commentator's curse is what happened to Ghost. Please, Kyle, will you not feed the beast about Commentator's curse? Man alive, I am getting it. I'm getting a lot of ribbing at the moment about the Commentator's curse. So it's not right. It's not right at all. It was all over, and VR Hot Laps was one of them, I have to say, at SBR last weekend. So let's calm it down, because as much as drivers like to believe in it, there's absolutely nothing I can do to help or hinder drivers on track. Anyway, Got King ahead of Elite Rain, and you're saying you're doing it out of love, Gillard. All right, fair enough. All right, well, I'll try and find a way to love you right back, Gillard, if I can. Ghost Stroke in 17th, Got King in 18th, Elite Rain in 19th. What a fabulous battle going on for these drivers. Now, don't forget, as we highlighted in the pre-show, lots still to fight over in the teams championship. So they are really every little position like this that they fight over, even out in 19th and 20th position, is huge. That's another good one then, this time from Elite Rain, as you've got a great view of it, and we'll get a sort of action replay on the bottom right because of the stream delay. Down the inside goes Elite Rain. In fact, let's give you a slightly better view as I go switch views, and Got King went straight into Ghost Stroke, or the other way around. It's difficult for me to adjudicate on that one. You'll have to make your determinations. Let me know what you think happened out there on lap 14. but that got a little bit tasty there. Chappie's in 19th, MDJ is in 20th. This is Chappie closing in the McLaren. He's bringing MDJ right with him, and in front we've got Ghost Stroke. So they got right into it just as I changed camera for a more interesting view of what happened. Now Ghost Stroke, I know, would normally happily see position if he felt he was at fault in any way. I see Marnik in the pit lane, slipping back down in the order. Aries promoted to P2 now, as you'll probably see on your bottom left of your screen, or he will be momentarily as he goes past the pit lane. Let's go Nordic Dad. More love for Nordic Dad, I can see then. Chappie then, that driver just ahead of the black and pink Porsche. And we've got King in 21st. After that contact with Ghost Stroke, behind them North Sea, who's in 9th in his class. We've got Runks, Jeremiah, as you may know him, and of course big love to Runks, who has repeatedly through this season sponsored the streams to allow the live viewers to not watch ads, because live ads are a pain. I know they can interfere. You can lose a couple seconds of footage because you go straight back to live. You can always rewind a live stream, but it's not quite the same. So big thank you to Runks for sponsoring the stream in order to help our live stream viewers. Post on-demand views don't matter because the ads obviously don't interrupt the action. We have Mixer in P3 at the moment, and he's center of your screen at the bottom as well. Mixer yet to make his pit stop, but trying to make this race work out well. I think it'll be a very brave driver today who doesn't take tyres. We'll see what Tin does, because Tin often will go softly on the tyres, very Alain Prost style of racing, and show up near the head of the field at the end of the race. This is North Sea trying to allow Simracer by, not Simracer, Tozer. Thunder Army is enjoying the race. That's good. Is it your first time with us, Thunder Army? If it is, I'm very glad that you decided to spend your time with us today. There is Popper in P33, 10th overall in his field, as we'll go through and try and find that famous Nordic Dad. We've got Ruben in 8th, Marnik out in 9th place thanks to that pit stop there. You can see the pit stop has been taken because he's got a green bar next to his 666 there. The orange with a number 1 indicates the drivers still have to make that one mandatory pit stop behind. Then we've got Dave in 24th, fighting currently still just 1.5 seconds away from the GT4 race lead of Alec. Now it is so difficult in the GT4s to make to hold your position. That looks like a snack pack car heading into the pit lane, but it's so difficult to hold the distance to the car in front for a long period as you get lapped after lapped after lapped in the field here in GT4. So absolute hats off to Dave for sticking with Alec here. We've got Matrix in 34th. We've got Angel out there in the blue McLaren, similar coloured scheme to Runks. Big flash of the lights. I'm coming through. Do not hold me up here, says Angel. That's Zati fighting with Matrix at the moment. You can see Matrix. Now that's interesting, isn't it? Because, sorry, Mixer. Of course, Mixer's wearing the green and black. Matrix usually in the green and black out there. And we'll go back to Matrix, shall we? Here he is on board at the bottom left of your screen, because there's a little bit of action happening for Matrix right now. Just half a second away from his rival Zati there. No grip versus Apex Critical. And Thunder saying, I've been following, just figured out how to subscribe and comment. Awesome. That's great. Yeah, please do subscribe today and hit a positive button under the video if you can. And it really helps. Sharing the video is probably the biggest difference maker to helping the channel. As far as I'm concerned, you can create just a hidden playlist and stick my videos in the playlist. That also helps a huge amount. A big thank you to everybody who does support the channel. Thank you especially to Ghost Stroke, who has joined as a monthly paying member of the channel as well, just to support my work here on the Webbo commentary channel. You can see lots of action and lots of past races. If this is the kind of thing you like, there is lots of this kind of stuff going on the channel week in, week out, and a big library, especially of the Black Flag playlist that this video should be part of. Nordic Dad is in 14th place, but he has made that pit stop, so there'll be drivers ahead of him with 4 minutes to go to complete that mandatory pit stop, who will still be in a position then to take it. So we will see how this goes. As Gillard says, Mixer did not take tyres, 1 litre of fuel, the absolute bare minimum 3-second pit stop if he didn't have any damage to fit. You can confirm that for me as well. But Mixer going for no tyres on a very high deg circuit, especially on that left-hand side of the car. Depending on your powertrain, if you're a Porsche, you've got a nice balanced tyre wear. If you're if you are a rear-wheel drive, then your front left will be hurting, I would imagine. And if you are a front-wheel drive, then good luck to you. 3 to 5 seconds, says Carl, so no damage. Exactly that. So your damage does compound in terms of your pit stop time. And it can be absolutely insanely long, the pit stop. Here is Nordic Dad going for a move then on the similar on the BMW in front into the right hand. He needs to bide his time here as they run through that south edge of the circuit, Virage de l'Hôtel into Virage du Camp and Virage de la Saint-Bohème, as they head into then onto the long Mistral Straight, with the wind blowing hard down that Mistral Straight, and it should be candy from a baby for the Lexus with a drive off the corner like that for Nordic Dad. Here he comes side by side then with the BMW of Major, and sweeping around the outside. Major is going to be livid, but there's nothing you can do against the Lexus through there, looking right round the outside of the circuit, and then they will head on in. We've got a snack pack car in front. Sorry, that was Phantom Sam. It's Major. He'll be watching all this in his mirror and watching to see what happens. Behind this group as well, you've got Sublime there as he comes through for Rare Metals Racing, and that will please a lot of our crowd here. The 55 up to P12 at this point, but I imagine he's still got places he can make up through the course of the remaining 22 minutes. Now running out on the just out on the curb, that's perfectly permissible. The race controller not going to have words about that. As long as you keep 2 wheels on the black stuff, the centre between the 2 white lines, you're generally okay. You can often get away with off track if you're off throttle as well. Oh, that was a tasty attempt at a move into Virage du Pont there from Sublime, the BMW of Phantom Sam, not wishing to lose another place here. But he's got the inside line heading on into Es de la Verrerie, the first corner chicane. As they head down, it's a narrower line in though. That will tend to tip the car towards the apex a little bit sooner than you would like through the right-hander of turn 2. But going very nicely here, and it looks like Nordic Dad is going around the outside. This is very early to make a move. This is aggressive to say the least. He's going for it, and then tucked down the inside is Major, but surely then round that that really tricky slow corner goes Nordic Dad, gets the car straightened up nice and early, gets actually tucked up into Virage de la Saint-Bohème, and then through before they've even hit the straightaway. Now this could be a slightly mistimed attempt here from Nordic Dad. Will the BMW of Major be able to get tucked into the slipstream? Absolutely not. No chance at all. Nordic Dad streaking away up into P11 then. What a great sequence of 2 laps watching with the Lexus driver who takes 2 positions and 2 BMWs in that 2-lap run, as Phantom Sam is fighting off Sublime, who's going to go down the inside. Sublime through Sanya. The next corner is also a right-hander. The Lamborghini will get into the corners a little bit better, but it will get out of the corners a little bit worse than the BMW. Very different lines through the corner. And another fantastic overtake. That is the pit lane closed. If, as we cycle through, we see anybody left with a number 1 next to their number and an orange bar, they have not fulfilled race control's instructions, and they will receive a stop-go penalty, I believe. Anyway, we have seen no more drive-throughs either, which I'm hugely surprised by, but it's at this point of the race where drivers start to tire and get a little bit wayward in their driving, and the tyres, of course, in the final 10 minutes of the race, the tyres are virtually dead. There goes MDJ around the outside of Ghoststroke, is it? Here we go, Ghoststroke holding on once again. He's been putting in a huge defence and a huge slap to the side of the car for both cars that time. That was like a hockey manoeuvre from the Olympics. Oh no, I'm going to get demonetised. I said the O word. From the winter sports competition right now. Ghoststroke switch back to the inside. He's, I think they made further contact. They're both pushing incredibly hard. Ghoststroke ahead then of Gotking now in the Porsche. Looks like MDJ got himself ahead of Chappie as well. After contact, I think Ghoststroke flashing the lights there, thinking, actually, do you know what? That really wasn't a legitimate overtake round the outside. I know we were both off track, but you were more off track than I was. Ghoststroke feeling against MDJ there, and he's also managed to get Chappie, who was caught up. I think Chappie may have had a spill at the exact moment, but 17th, 18th, 19th positions, and we're still fighting like tooth and nail as we continue then through in this fabulous GT3 race, penultimate race of the season, with just one more to come next week, and then we head into our endurance season. Or at least the first race of the endurance season will be the following week. Not on this channel, at least as a commentator. I'm not able to do 6 hour races. And what's happening right now? This is MDJ getting by the Mercedes at the number 93, Mike. Mike in the last place at the moment of his GT4 field. Matrix has got some action happening in front of him on the left-hand side of the screen as well. And Chappie and Ghoststroke will have an opportunity here. Is that Ghoststroke getting by Chappie potentially? No, that's Ghoststroke fighting with Gotking still behind. Ghoststroke and Gotking have been fighting incredibly hard. That's Arik and Jason, if you've been watching earlier in the season, respectively. Does like a tight line, does Ghoststroke into this corner. He likes some slightly different lines to the drivers around him, but it's not hurting his pace. 2:01 was his last lap, 1:58.3. That's some going at his fastest lap. I think we may have seen a 55 from our absolute fastest drivers, completely trimmed out with nothing else happening to them at the moment. Marnik leads the race ahead of Tin and Angel. Aries in 4th and Sublime in 5th place. In the GT4 field, we have I want to say it's Dave now ahead of Hunter and Alec. Let's go and have a check out about what's happening over there, because that is that's certainly a development in the GT4 field. So I'm just going to have to click through a few drivers, so forgive me for this, but Hunter out there in P2. What a race from Hunter in the 22 here. Sam in the pits right now, presumably that must be for damage, but Hunter has managed to gain 2nd place then in the GT4 field. I assume he has not taken tyres out there, and he is ahead of Alec, who was leading the race. He is behind, let me see, he is behind Dave in 24th and or 1st position. So what a drive from Hunter here, bring himself into contention. There is Alec in the background. Right now he's being passed by Tin, who is leading the race, and it looks like Marnik might have just had a problem. Or did Tin do his usual trick of not taking tyres? My leaderboard is telling me that Marnik was ahead here, the 666. Let me just double check there. Yeah, let's just interact with that a little bit better and double check that everything is working well. I think we had a slight error. So there you have it. Tin is definitely ahead of Marnik. That would not be for the first time this championship that Marnik has taken the tyres and fuel as normal, and Tin has elected to just take the 1 litre of fuel. But that's a 6.8 second gap. Fastest lap, 53.9 from Marnik. Absolutely flying. A 55.5 that last lap from him. Tin, a 55.3, even faster on his previous lap, but some of that will be about traffic. We will wait and see what happens. Here is Aries Cloud on the bottom left of your screen, about to put a lap on Alec as they run through. I've been watching Mixer and Elite Rain all race long, actually. They've been very lucky today because there's no competition for their spots on the screen that I organised earlier on. We could have as many drivers as you like, I think. Hopefully the stream will hold up, but I've had at least 6 or 7 running before. That was not an intention to say 6, 7. Hope the grandkids of Nordic Dad are currently gesticulating wildly in front of the screen because I said 6, 7. We've got Tin in first. We've got Marnik in second place. 7.3 seconds. Looks like Marnik is fading at this stage with not much in the way of traffic in between them. Hunter has been passed by the GT3 leaders for the second time here and is still in second place as they run through. I hope we can get someone to check on the kids because we don't want them to injure themselves because their commentators slipped up there. Hunter in P2 here. Remember, he's only got is it Alec in front? No, it's Dave in front. No grip, no glories, Dave. Filing around the outside. You can just see a replay of at the bottom left of your screen. That was Aries Cloud making the move. So Angel in 4th position. Can see Hunter, can see Aries in front. Aries will be on for a fabulous result today, potentially 3rd place here. We'll see how his run goes. 5 seconds in hand for over 3rd for Hunter. Remember, you can get all this live timing, and you can help me out if you follow that live timing link I left in the live chat and pinned at the top of the top or bottom of your message screen. So you can watch your own live timing if you've got a second screen, and you can call out things that are about to happen that I can't notice because I'm busy watching other stuff that's going on. Here is Simracer or Toza in P6. He's got mix of 6.8 seconds in front of him. Alec there in 3rd in class. In between the two of them, Milkman 4th, I want to say, in class. Yeah, absolutely. And he's being passed here by No Grips Nate, the famous 189, the first driver in the server who wasn't an admin. And there he goes, sliding his way through. Watch the podcast. We suck at sim racing on the Black Flag Racing channel, and you'll see Nate. As well as Hunter, Logan and guests. Nate runs an F1 25 league for Black Flag with Hunter as well. I tried to get me involved and I said I haven't bought that game. And I'm kind of busy at the same time as them, unfortunately. Certainly can't fit in any more practice at this stage. There goes Phantom Sam, 23rd of the 24 GT3s. Mallard has picked up a drive-through, unfortunately, and he's only 1.3 and 1.7 seconds away from Ruben and Nordic Dad. That could be another place then for Nordic Dad. Here we go, more action for the Nordics as we run through. As Gullard says, no, another DT this time for the Mallard. Nordic Dad shaping to the inside here. He's clearly very keen to make these moves, but I have to say, with the Lexus power, wouldn't you just wait? Save the tyre wear and wait for your run onto the Mistral straight. He's keeping them guessing. He's putting them offline, working the wheel, working hard here. He'll tuck back in on the BMW. Sublime will try and follow him through here using the slipstream. He'll get a double slipstream. Look at Sublime go. What a top speed, incredible slingshot Sublime had out of that corner. Here comes Nordic Dad then. The the BMW on the inside of Rare Metal Racing, holding firm and then sweeping back to the left-hand side of the track. Will Nordic Dad be able to do this one? It's going to be really tight as they run through here. And he's got himself ahead with the top speed, as you can see, on board with him right now. And he's got ahead, but then boxed in. Sublime following through on the inside line. And number 12 there is in a very, very difficult position. That was Max Trax in 28th overall as they come through. But Nordic Dad then up to 9th. That will become 10th if he can avoid a drive-through himself. When Mallard takes his drive-through or stays out and appeals it and ends up many more seconds further back. Nordic Dad in the Lexus there because of the weight of the car, having to brake early, having to anticipate what this is happening with Mallard. Mallard caught off guard as Nordic Dad goes down the inside this time into the final corner. There's another car pitting on the inside as well. It wasn't Mallard for his drive-through. So here we go, Nordic Dad into P8. Didn't even need to make that move, but he's catching other drivers incredibly quickly. I think it'll be too much to expect for a P7 today, looking at the gaps, but you never know here at Black Flag Racing as we close in on these final 10 minutes of the race. Fabulous, really enjoyable penultimate round of the championship we've had today. Was that Elite Rain doing okay there, bottom right? I thought perhaps he was headed towards the pit lane, but he was just skating by the pit lane entry. This is Sam being passed then by many cars. Sam being passed by Ruben, who's putting a lap on them. And I think Sam just backing out, but then he gets to overtake Mike at the rear of the field at the moment. So Ruben and Sublime fighting over 9th and 10th. And that disappearing blue dot in the distance for Sublime is Nordic Dad's Lexus. So as we continue through, Thunder Army's in P2 in the leaderboard today on the chat leaderboard. So some of you need to do better, I think, here for a newcomer to take P2 in the chat leaderboard. Great to see. Here comes Phantom Sam roaring on by in the Beamer. 8 minutes 30 to go in regulation time here. We don't get overtime. Don't quite know why I said that. And we've got Major, who I think would have been hoping for more than an 11th place today. He may pick up another place from that Mallard drive-through in the end. We'll see if Mallard decides to go in a few moments. I can't see him right now. I think he did go in. Yeah, he did. He must have gone in because he's disappeared off the leaderboard from my view anyway. Mallard currently showing as P14 on track. This is Ruben in 10th place as we just have another look at everybody. There is Major taking his 11th place now. Well, holding on to his 11th place, I should say. For now, we've got Max Trax, currently 5th in the GT4. It's a good result if you can bring that home with 7 3/4 minutes left to go. Harry Effect, the 188 in P12. I believe we have a 187, a 188 and a 189 in our race numbers. We've got North Sea in 29th place then in the pink for the Lundgaards, and Elite Rain in 13th place. Veronica saying, come on Nordic, you've got this. He's had a great race, some fabulous overtakes as well. Elite Rain in the Mustang prances by and gets a little tag for his trouble. Did he just disconnect? Or did he just slam on the brakes? I think he slammed on the brakes there, Elite Rain. As you'll see him bottom right go through that situation. Now that was a very odd one. Had the look of a mechanical failure there for a moment, but he's okay in P13. Lucky for some. We've got Mallard who's made his pit stop at 7:11, which is great. The 7:11 chases the 4:20. Numbers that are very important in USA culture. The 92 there quit in P15. And we have MDJ. Tin still leads Marnik out in front of the race. Let me see the gap at the moment. 8.5 seconds. Tin looking really, really good. Aries Clouds has had a little spin at the bottom of your screen there. Aries Cloud spinning from 3rd position. Let's hope he can hold on to that 3rd because he's really worked incredibly hard today for that one. Let's try and find out what's happening with him. This is Matrix being passed by Gotking. You'll see that momentarily. This is Aries Cloud, and he's brought himself, unfortunately, right into the clutches here for the final step on the podium. It is very much in BFR Premier Division here in the GT3s. It's about the battle for 3rd most races, and this couldn't be tighter as we bring this towards a close then. It is Aries 3rd, Angel in 4th, and Mixer in 5th. You can see Mixer in the centre of the screen as well. At the bottom there, so we should have a really good view of what's going down. Angel will give up a little bit of top speed in the McLaren, which is kind of crazy when you think about how good a road hypercar the McLarens are, and they always give up that little bit of top speed, especially to a chunky looking BMW like that one is at the front. The M4 GT3. Angel trying to close in here, and definitely in a position where he's putting on a lot of pressure. You can see Mixer, bottom of your screen, coming through past Matrix, and can watch what is happening in front. Mixer needs to get a little bit closer and pick up the crumbs if something happens between the two of them. As it stands, a touch of contact, a wide moment for both, and they can hold on to that 3rd and 4th position, but Mixer could have this great opportunity to slide through a distracted battling pair here at the final step of that podium. They'll both make it by the Chevrolet. That's Zati They get Barry. And that is very strange line then from Angel. Unfortunately, that's going to be a huge, huge track limit cut by the time he gets out there. And there's a flash of the lights. I don't know if there was contact or not, but Angel went very straight across the grid, possibly because he gave up position. He is feeling, or he didn't gain a track position advantage, shall we say. He ended up not taking, but you could see that I think there may be some damage on Aries' car, looking at the way he's just had a double turn into the corner. I think Aries might be in trouble. And there's hazard lights flashing on Angel's car. I'll wait to see if the headlights get flashed as well. But just after that turn one situation, you can see Aries flashing the lights, indicating something to the McLaren driver of Angel. They will go side by side into this right-hander. 3 minutes 30 left to go, and this is absolutely grandstand situation here for the third position there in the Premier GT3 field. Out in the GT4s, Dave leads Hunter and Alec. Phantom Sam's in between them. He's obviously had a fair share of problems. And Aries then holding firm in the BMW. Does not want to give up any more places than he absolutely has to. But it's looking like he's slightly wounded. He could just be enjoying a little bit of tyre wear, but it did look like maybe there'd been a bit of contact and he might be hampered there. One hand down possibly on the steering as they both get by Jason Gotking on the way through, and that Mustang is lurking, says Gillard, which is absolutely true of Mixer. As we look over the hood of that Mustang there in the centre of your lower third. Number 7, Angel, is 4th on the track. 2 minutes 22 left to go. I'll try and catch it at 1 minute 11 as well as we run on then through the right-hander. And still the lead of the race is 10 ahead of Marnik, 7.5 seconds. Aries here is a decent chunk away from that battle. He's not worried about trying to get hold of P2. You can see the way the car just wanders through the right-hander. It takes 2 or 3 bites of the cherry to get the BMW nose through that one, and that of course hurts him through Virage de la Saint-Bohème on the way onto the Mistral Straight. So it is a big issue then. I think Aries might be nursing. I'm sure he'll correct me later if all was well, but he was clearly not particularly happy on that previous lap 28 coming through. Tyre wear or right rear damage, says Kyle Gillard. So he's seeing what I'm seeing, which is always a relief for me. And there's huge understeer through Mistral and into, through Courbe de Sagna and into the Double Droit de Gousset. That double right hand, ever decreasing radius. Connor's going to have to hold firm on the inside line because the McLaren is going to be hot into this left-hander. Here we go then for Angel, fighting hard. And Aries is fighting both Angel and understeer. Chronic understeer right now. The final lap has begun from our leader, and he's holding the 44 firm down the inside. Let's see if we can't find Tin in a few moments, but right now this is incredibly close as the leader has started that final lap. Aries hanging on by 0.2 of a second. Where is Tin and Marnik on the track at the moment? They're a long way up ahead. Tin is currently heading through into the south side, turn 5, 6 and 7. And as Giller says, that BMW is a right handful at the moment. We're a little way off then. Let's try and see what happens to that battle for 3rd, 4th and 5th positions, because this is where the BMW is at its absolute weakest into these slow right-handers at the bottom end of the circuit. Virage du Camp here. As we run through, you can see he'll turn right again, and then sometimes he'll turn right for the 3rd time, just to turn right in a constant radius corner, then try to feed into the next corner as smoothly as possible, avoid the track limits on the outside of the forthcoming corner, and he's looking incredibly vulnerable here. He's peeled across to the inside once, he's peeled back to the outside, and he's peeled to the inside for the 2nd time. I think that Angel might have words about that double movement, but here he goes down. He's got the inside line. He's got the greater amount of confidence on the way into Courbe de Sagna. Could it be a final lap overtake for Angel. We've seen that Heuskinveld struggles on the outside, and he does make the move down to the inside. I'm going to have to cut really quickly back to try and catch Tin. Tin is currently heading into the final corner. Man, we caught that one tight. Here comes Tin for yet another win at Paul Ricard in round 7 of the Premier Season 3. Congratulations to him. Almost certainly, I would say, the champion now. Marnik home in second with the fastest lap as well. Congratulations to him. And then how is this all going to work out here for P3? Angel has managed to stay ahead, and there's trouble. There's trouble right at the final corner there for several drivers. Angel weaves through, makes a final lap overtake, clean in the end, and across the line for 3rd place ahead of Aries, who's flashing the lights. We've got Mixer in 5th place. What a drive from Mixer in the end as he crosses the line. Lots of drivers finishing. Some drivers happy, quite a few I imagine less than happy as they cross over the line. Let me try and find you what's happening at the bottom end of the field. I'll try and find that GT4. I've got a checkered flag for one of them, but Dave has not crossed the line yet. Where are you, Dave? There goes Nordic Dad to come home in P8 behind Mixer. Nordic Dad home in the Lexus, and that'll be a very popular finish, I think. They're really hard fought. Here comes Dave at the head of the GT4 field to win in Paul Ricard. Dave home in the 31, and another great win for No Grip, No Glory. Ahead then of we got Major. No, we got who's second? This will be Hunter. Will it be home? How far away is Hunter right now? Where are you, Hunter? I've lost you. You can't be that far away, surely. Here we are, Hunter. Hunter home then as he crosses the line, being overtaken by several drivers. Hunter home in second. A fantastically popular finish for our admin and co-owner of the league. What a brilliant result for him. Congratulations. And we'll try and find Alec as well. The race is timed out, sadly, but there you have the provisional result. Tin home ahead of Marnik, Angel and Aries. And then we've got Mixer, Tozer, Nate home in 7th. Amazing performance from Nate, who was out of the top 10 earlier on. Nordic Dad home in 8th and beaten by Nate in the end. But a race-long situation between the two of them. Ruben in 9th, Sublime in 10th, Major in 11th with Harry Effect, Elite Rain, Mallard, Crit, MDJ, Chappie, followed by let's try and get you all the information. Ghost Stroke in 11th, Hellcat, Got King, Runks, Lime, all finishing ahead of the GT4s. Then we have Dave ahead of Alec and Hunter. Oh, Alec has picked up 25th, it seems. Am I seeing that correctly? Let's have a look. Because I've got my leaderboard. I don't know if it's just how they finished. Let's see. Dave, Alec, Hunter. So maybe there was a penalty on Hunter's car, unfortunately, and home in 3rd. So that's really unfortunate for him because he has driven a ferociously hard-fought race. But home in 3rd anyway. A podium is a great result for him. I'm going to try and get the replay while we're here before it stops me, and then we can maybe look at some highlights another time. But there we have it, another great Black Flag Racing Premier race for you. I hope you've really enjoyed it as much as I have, and hopefully I helped that enjoyment a little bit. Remember to hit something positive under the video today and book, of course, your slot in your diary for next week, the finale of the Season 3. Same time, same place, of course, as usual. Plenty of midweek racing according to our regular weekly schedule. Don't forget the European times as well. We'll hope to see you there. I host that session, so I hope to try and catch you on the European time Tuesday sprints. But for now, from us at Black Flag Racing, from me personally, Webbo, thank you so much for watching, being with us today, and we will catch you on the next race day.